we've all grown up together, and I hate RPGs. To this day, I really don't know what RPGs are. All I know is I remember when we were young, seeing you two playing those games. And Abdel, you talk about making decisions. Well, it takes a long time to make a decision. And, I like to go ahead and get in it. You guys, all I remember is I'll take it back to like Final Fantasy. Um, I just remember it took forever to attack one person. But I will say that we're going back to back into early 2000s to comparing now to the games that I see you guys play now that are RPGs that although I have not played them, but I can tell just by from seeing what you guys play then, looking now that it's changed dramatically. But let's rewind a little bit for those viewers that may not know what RPG is compared to what I like to play, Call of Duty, and kind of explain what the differences are on that.
Um, Absolutely. So yeah, RPG is turn-based for the most part. Most RPGs are turn-based, and what turn-based means is you have a time. You actually have time to make a decision if you're gonna attack the individual, gonna use magic or heal yourself or whatever you're planning to do. You have X amount of time to do that with your character. Once you make the decision and you execute the decision, then it goes to either the next player within your group of players. Sometimes you could have three players, sometimes, or characters, should I say. Sometimes it's four characters. It all depends on the RPG. It's either going to go to one of your other characters, and then you have to make that choice again, either attack, use some type of magic, or heal your individuals. And then eventually it'll go to the other side. That's why it's called turn based. It'll go to the enemy side, and then they get to attack you or heal themselves or use some type of magic against you. Um, and yes, this game Expedition 33 is turn based, but it is fast paced. Is done very smoothly, and even though it's turn based, it doesn't feel fully turn based. You could interact, you could do different things. Yes, you could choose to, attack the person, you could choose to use some type of magic and things like that. But there's other options where you could actually use a gun and shoot the individuals, just like you would do in COD. Obviously, not quite like COD, but similar to that. And there's key combinations when the enemy attacks you, depending what type of attack, you could actually react to those attacks. Certain key combinations like pressing R2 or R1 would help you jump away from the character, from the enemy, or you could jump back and attack, retaliate against the enemy. And if you're able to defend yourself X amount of times, you could hit the enemy very hard and really cause a lot of damage. These are things that Expedition 33 has that a lot of other RPGs, especially the older RPGs from the 2000s, from the 90s, does not have, that makes it an overall better game for players, for individuals like Brian that doesn't really play RPGs but might want to try it just for the storytelling.
Yeah. And on top of that, because there are action RPGs are RPGs that don't have turn based combat. They're just like an action adventure game. Um, it combines elements of both things, but also it's not like the RPGs I'm used to that take a couple acts to get into the story. Like this story starts off from the introduction very quickly. Now, I like to talk to everyone, so that first time that I went through introduction, it took me like an hour. But the second time I went through it, it only took me like 5 minutes to make it from the introduction to the start of the game. Um, so you can be playing very quickly within the game. You don't have to talk to everyone. There's no real negative side effects from skipping things. Um, you'll just find that I think the hardest part is getting into the game. This one's fast. Top of that, the voice actors are phenomenal. I mean, you got Andy Serkis as one of the main characters in the game. He's the guy who played Gollum in Lord of the Rings. Um, he did a phenomenal job with his character. Um, you have Ben Starr, who is like one of the premier voice actors coming up now. it really has an all-star cast of voice actors that give a lot of weight to the performance. When you're watching it, when you're in cutscenes, you feel like you're watching a movie. So it's
Yes.
not like you're in this fantastical world that feels fake, which you are in a fantastical world that looks fake. It just doesn't feel that way. It feels like a fully fleshed out world.